The card I'm going to show you today is a beautiful Christmas card that's got lots of sparkle on it. You can see from the champagne glimmer paper and also from some Smooch Spritz that I'll use. So let's go ahead and get started. The base of the card is Island Indigo, and that's 5.5 by 4 1/4. My next layer is a piece of Very Vanilla, and this is 3 1/4 by 5.5. I'll go ahead and put my adhesive on and attach this right in the center. And then I also have a piece of Baja Breeze, and this is 11 by 3 inches, and I folded it at 5.5. And what I'm going to do with this is put adhesive along the inside, and this is going to attach to the back of this card. So it's a unique fold with this card also, and that will just fold over the front. I have to show you where I got my inspiration for this. This is a card I received from a customer of mine, and the fold just goes up like this, so she wrote her message in there, and it was just a really cute idea, so I wanted to use that to do this ornament card. So this is the base of our card right here. I'll also take this strip of champagne glimmer paper and run some adhesive on the back of that. Actually, I'll use some glue dots on here. Sometimes the glue dots work better on the glimmer paper. If you've used it before, you know that it's got like a real smooth and shiny surface on the back, and so sometimes the regular adhesive doesn't connect with it too well. So we'll put glue dots on the back and set that down here at the bottom. And then I already pre-stamped this piece that's 1 by 3 inches with the Merry Christmas. And I'll put some adhesive on this and set it over that so you just see a small part of the glimmer paper showing through. Okay, so this is the base of our card, and then we're going to take some time to work on the focal point. Now this is a fun technique, and it probably has a name and I just don't know what it is. So I'll just show you how I do it. This is Baja Breeze Ink, and this is the top part of the Lacy Brocade folder. So this is the part that's got the design going down. So the groove of the design is down here, and I'm going to run the ink pad over the top, so the ink is going to catch on the raised part. So not what's going to be embossed, but like the negative of that, if that makes sense. And I'll just take my sponge and kind of swirl some ink on here. I just want to make sure the coverage is pretty even. So I'm just going to swirl the ink on like this. I did this with some customers in my technique club, and they were a little bit nervous about putting the ink on the embossing folder like this, but then I showed them how easy it is to just run this whole folder right under the faucet, and the ink will just drip right off and it'll be good as new. So I'm going to take some, this is just scrap of Very Vanilla, and put it in this folder, and you'll see that when we run it through, what gets raised up will still be vanilla, and the negative space there will be the Baja Breeze. So let's go ahead and get the platform ready for the big shot. I'm going to open up both tabs and set my cutting pad down, put the folder in between, another cutting pad on top, and then I'll go ahead and grab my big shot and run that through. And this is just a fun thing to look at, because then it's got a totally different, unexpected look. So you can see that the raised part stays vanilla like the cardstock. While I have this here, I'm going to just set this aside. Like I said, I would just run it under the faucet and get that ink right off of there. Excuse me, I'm going to close both tabs, cutting pad down. I'll set this piece down on here and grab my framelit from the Holiday Ornaments and set that right over the top. Another cutting pad, and now I'm going to cut that out. So we're creating the ornaments that are the focal point for the front of the card. So let me set the big shot aside, and we'll go ahead and grab the this piece. If you haven't used a framelit before, they're fun. It just pops right out. And of course, you could make more of them with a piece that large. Okay, let me grab the base of my card here. I already went ahead and did another ornament with the Island Indigo color. So you've got two different shades of ornaments, and hopefully you can see the difference here. I went ahead and sprayed this one already. You can see it's got a little glimmer to it where this one doesn't yet. I sprayed this with the Vanilla Smooch Spritz, and that's what we're going to do next with this. I'm going to pull in some extra scrap paper here. This is the Vanilla Smooch Spritz, and you can see that the color is kind of settled on the bottom. So I just shake it up, and you'll just do this for a little while every time you use it. And then take the cover off and just spray, just push down on the pump. And it does take a little bit of time to dry. So I'm just going to set this aside for a moment. And normally I'd give it more drying time than what I'm even going to do today. But I'll pull this back over so you can see the next step. This is just a tiny little piece of the Champagne Glimmer that I set on the back of the ornament and just freehand cut with some scissors just to get that general shape. I'm going to use a glue dot and just attach that right over the top. And then I'm also going to use a glue dot to attach this piece of vanilla ribbon. So I'll just pick that up with the ribbon and then set it right down there. Now what I would do is use my regular adhesive, and by the way, I'd put the glimmer there and the bow on there. Use my regular adhesive and set that down flat, and then this one pop up with dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to leave that just because, like I said, it's not quite dry yet, but I'll pull the finished one in so you can get a closer look and hopefully see that glimmer on there. It's just such a gorgeous card in person. I hope that the video is capturing that. Give it a try. It's lots of fun to play with. You can do a lot of different ideas with different embossing folders and different colors of ink. Thanks so much for watching my video. For daily creative inspiration, visit my blog or find me on Facebook at Jody Reinert Stamps.